In
You're a
10th
woman who
place
likes to
among
dress
the worst
well and
prints,
often
we have
invests
the
in
3D
new,
floral
expensive,
print.
or
This
even
type of
branded
print
clothes,
is usually
but
found on
unfortunately,
knitwear.
your
Especially
choice of
that
print
softer
may
knit
sabotage
and doesn't
your
flatter
look.
any
The wrong
woman.
print,
Besides making you look
unfortunately, can
cheaper,
make you
it
look
will
older
also
or
make you
even
look
cheap
older.
just
So,
because of poor
if you're a woman
selection.
who
So
wants
in
to look
today's
younger,
video,
swap
we're going
out
to
this
talk
print
about
from
10
your
prints
wardrobe
that
to
age
replace
and
it.
cheapen
I brought
your
here the
outfits.
soft
And
floral
we'll
print.
go
This
from the
soft
mildest
floral
to the
won't age
absolute
you or give
worst.
off that
So,
cheap look.
stick
As the
with
name
me until
implies,
the end
the
of the
colors
video.
are usually less saturated, with a painted floral touch. That's why it looks hand-painted. It has a kind of transparency and lightness. It's not photorealistic. When we talk about the 3D floral, it's as if someone printed a photo onto the fabric. That gives the garment a cheap, low-quality appearance. The soft floral, on the other hand, usually appears in beautiful, well-thought-out prints. When we're aiming for elegance, we must remember that elegance is harmony. Even the color choices in the print's composition make all the difference. While the 3D floral features very strong reds, intense pinks, and bold yellows, the soft floral brings muted tones, more delicate shades. That's what makes them blend together in a much more sophisticated way. So, when we talk about elegant florals, soft florals, we'll often see pistachio, green, rosé, lilac, blue, and buttery yellow. All of these colors are in style right now. So you end up combining two things at once. If you love floral, you don't have to stop wearing it, just choose the right kind, the more delicate one. Avoid very large or overly colorful flowers because generally they will age you, and if you pay close attention, these are always the pieces that get discarded, the ones thrown aside at thrift stores. So I truly recommend making this switch. It'll make you look more beautiful, more elegant, more sophisticated, and more comfortable, which is always the most important thing. In 9th place, among the tops that make you look poorer, we have 3D fruit prints. These follow the same idea as the previous floral print. We're talking about clothes that look like photographs or feature very large, flashy fruits items that clearly look old, cheap, like secondhand pieces you've had forever. And these don't flatter you either. They age you as well. Within today's trends, fruit prints are also present, but in a much more modernized form. The fruit prints now resemble hand-painted illustrations. They look like art, like oil paintings. These are more delicate pieces. You'll mostly find two fruits, cherries and lemons. These are the most common right now. And when we say lemons, we mean Sicilian lemons. Those are the trendiest at the moment. These are summer prints, very tropical themed, adding joy and a sense of fun, a great alternative. If you're a woman who loves fruit-themed prints, the idea here is to move away from those that look old. So paying attention to the type of print and how it's done will make a huge difference. These fruit prints can appear on larger items, like dresses and pants, or on t-shirts. Usually, with larger pieces like dresses, the print will be all over, not just a lemon or a cherry in the middle, but several fruits forming a full pattern. When it comes to t-shirts, you may find just one fruit or a small cluster of them, a few cherries, a few lemons. Other fruits may appear too. It doesn't have to be only those. It all depends on your preference. If you're a woman who loves t-shirts and this type of playful print, you don't need to stop wearing it. As I always say here on the channel, your personal style should be respected and celebrated, but we must also know when certain pieces don't flatter us, and making that small switch can make a big difference, improving your outfits, making you look younger, and helping you appear far more sophisticated. In 8th place, among the prints that are out of style, that cheapen and age your look, we have, of course, the chevron. Chevron has already been mentioned here on the channel recently, and it's a print that's currently outdated, so it's unlikely that you'll find a new piece in chevron. What you'll probably find are older pieces, thrift store items that also bring that aged, cheaper feel to your outfits. If you like the chevron pattern, I recommend replacing it with gingham vichy. This type of checkered print is very trendy right now, so you won't need to worry, it's a piece that's in fashion, that won't look old. Plus, it brings the same playfulness and youthfulness that chevron once tried to convey. The difference is that chevron is pretty much forgotten. You won't find it. It's very unlikely you'll walk into a store and see anything with that print today. So it really looks like a piece you've had for a long time, but not in a timeless way, rather in a dated way. And anything too dated makes us look older. It also makes it seem like we haven't bought clothes in decades. And what does that make us look like? Like we're poorer, like we're wearing the same outfit over and over again. So why not? If you have the chance, swap out this print. Gingham is a more modern, recent print. It's not brand new, it's been around for a few years, but it never went out of style. It appeared and stayed. It's a youthful, cheerful pattern. It reminds us of picnics, fairy tales, sunny days, and gardens. It brings all that femininity and delicacy. Additionally, it's a print you'll find in many colors. So if you like blue, it exists. If you like yellow, you'll find that too. Black and white, that's available too. It's very versatile, easy to find. You'll You'll see it in dresses, blouses, skirts, pants. All you need to do is choose where you want to wear it and the color combination you like in the gingham print. I think it's a smart substitution. I have nothing against gingham. I don't think it's a print that should be forgotten like the previous ones. However, it is a dated print, so if you can, take it out of your wardrobe, donate it, or bring it to a thrift store. I think that's the best thing you can do right now. In 7th place, and now the prints are going to get worse. Okay, ladies, we have 3D Tropical. 3D Tropical is the kind of print that mixes tropical elements, flowers with birds, with palm trees, with beaches. Once again, there's too much going on. Everything is overly saturated, extremely loud. You can't focus on the whole piece because something different grabs your attention every second. I don't recommend this print. Once again, it cheapens and ages anyone. If you like tropical prints, you can invest in pieces with elegant tropical style. So, what does elegant tropical have that 3D tropical doesn't? Subtlety. The difference between a modern, sophisticated piece and one that looks old or cheap lies in the details. In the elegant version, you'll find better color combinations. Nothing stands out too much in the print. For example, you'll see combinations of green tones, combinations of yellow tones, and tones leaning toward red, so there won't be any overly bright color. Another detail is that when we talk about elegant tropical prints, they never come in neon. Usually, the 3D tropical print is full of neon, cyan, super bright, colorful, and flashy, a lot of visual noise. The more elegant tropical print brings a different feel. It's usually less saturated, so, for instance, we'll have softer tones, or it might come in darker tones. You'll find many pieces with deep green backgrounds, and then flowers or leaves layered on top. Another important point, you'll rarely see a mix of too many elements, so either flowers, or birds, or palm trees, not all at once. That's not to say you'll never find an elegant dress that mixes elements, but when they are mixed, they don't compete with each other. Everything feels like a single, cohesive image, a complete composition. One more thing about elegant tropical prints, they usually follow a pattern. It's like the same small image is repeated throughout the fabric, like several puzzle pieces, where every piece is the same, forming the final image of the piece. When you have a cheaper looking tropical print, you'll often see a photograph, a literal image of a beach. That's not what we're aiming for. Even though I mentioned last year that landscape prints would be a trend, it didn't really take off. It was more of a runway thing. It appeared briefly, but didn't become a strong mainstream trend. Maybe next year it will come back, but it won't look like what I showed you before. It'll come back in a more delicate way. Everything that's elegant and sophisticated comes with delicacy, with harmony, with lightness. If you're wearing something that arrives before you do, it's not flattering you, okay? Only the outfit is being noticed. So yes, it's possible to dress in a tropical style without wearing those terrible 3D tropical pieces. If you have anything similar to what I showed earlier, try replacing them with these newer versions. You'll see that you'll look much more beautiful, more feminine, more sophisticated, and younger. In 6th place, and now we're getting close to the halfway point, we have tie-dye. Tie-dye comes in and out of fashion very subtly, right? We did see a comeback last year, but tie-dye gives off a vibe of something poorly made, at least in my opinion. I know it's strongly linked to the hippie movement, but in my view, it doesn't flatter most people. It looks like a school project, like a child made it for a class assignment, and now you're wearing it mostly because you don't have anything else to wear. I don't recommend tie-dye. It also gives off a cheap vibe. If the reason you're wearing tie-dye is because you like the boho or boho chic aesthetic, why not invest in pieces that are inspired by boho prints, or even in pieces without any prints that still capture that boho chic vibe? Isn't that so much more interesting? So much more beautiful? Sometimes we cling to tie-dye thinking, oh, but I like the hippie style. I want to look relaxed. But you can look relaxed. You can nod to the hippie movement without wearing tie-dye. In the images I'm showing you, you'll mostly see pieces with bandana prints, which are very associated with boho, with hippie looks, or you'll see more subtle pieces. Keep in mind that modern boho isn't about overloaded prints. It's characterized by sheer fabrics, tiered ruffles, and smoother materials. I believe it's a more elegant, sophisticated bohemian style that will please most women. It keeps the same roots, respects the origins, but brings a modern touch. You don't have to wear tie-dye just because it's what hippies wear. You can update your wardrobe. Let's leave tie-dye as that piece you wear for cleaning the house or dyeing your hair if you're doing that at home. Since it's already a stained piece, it won't matter. Let's update our wardrobe to look more elegant and younger. If someone chooses between a tie-dye piece and one from this updated boho style and goes with a tie-dye, just know it'll give off that old dated vibe and will age your appearance. In fifth place, and now, girls, it only gets worse from here, we have human body prints. This print, honestly, I find extremely ugly. I think it's bad taste. It might work for a conceptual photo, something creative, or a blogger's magazine cover, but I don't think it's flattering at all for everyday wear. We have better options, right? To replace it, I chose lace. Lace isn't technically a print, but it does create a print-like effect. The pattern of lace forms a sort of print, usually associated with sheerness. What I've noticed about human body prints is that they always try to lean toward a sexy appeal. Is it a problem to have a sensual style? No. Style varies from person to person, but when we're talking about these human body prints, they often look cheap, like something you bought for 10 bucks. And it's not even about the price, it just looks poorly made. It's not attractive. Meanwhile, with lace, you can choose to wear it in a more elegant and sophisticated way. Today, we have many styles of clothing with lace. There are slip dresses, lace garments with partial sheer areas, and you can layer them over other pieces. You can wear a t-shirt underneath or a lingerie top in a way that provides coverage. So yes, it's possible to combine sexiness and sophistication with lace, but you need to use lace in a more subtle way. Don't wear it head to toe with too much transparency. Cover one area and leave another exposed. Avoid excessive sheerness, or it really will look cheap. Recently, I saw a girl wearing a completely see-through lace top. She just used stickers to cover the area she couldn't show and spent the whole event trying to hide herself. Why? Because she wore a totally transparent lace blouse. Girls, the point of getting dressed is to feel good, to feel comfortable. If you're going to wear a fully sheer lace piece and feel uncomfortable, it's not worth it. So yes, you can replace it. Lace can make you feel sexy and beautiful, just have balance. If you're wearing a sheer lace top, cover the bottom. If you're wearing a skirt with lace or transparency, it doesn't need to be fully sheer. It can have a lining. That way, you maintain sensuality without looking like a cheap woman. And tell me, do you prefer printed pieces or solid colored ones? I want to know in the comments. And you already know you help me a lot by typing those magic words every day. And today's words are 2025 prints. I'm counting on your help to keep bringing you videos every day. And while you leave your comment, let's keep the video going. In fourth place, among the worst prints, the ones that age you and make you look less refined, we have ultra colorful prints. We're talking about any pattern that mixes a huge excess of colors, especially highly saturated or neon tones. It's that kind of chaotic mix, everything jumbled together. And honestly, this type of print flatters no one, not even people who would usually look good in those colors. Why? Because the print gets noticed before you do. It draws more attention than you. If you like something creative, because let's be honest, someone who wears an entirely multicolored piece is usually creative, then why not lean toward graphic elements, especially graphic tees? T-shirts are very trendy right now. They're the kind of item that comes and goes, but never really disappears. At this point, we can say that the graphic tee has become somewhat timeless. Who doesn't know someone who always wears a band tee? It becomes part of their personality. And today, you can choose a graphic tee with any theme you like. Your pet, a series you love, a group, a band. You can find something that represents you, that reflects your personality. You can even go for a multicolored graphic tee. That's totally fine. Just understand that it's much easier to style a t-shirt with lots of colors than, say, a full dress or a larger piece. Especially when it's overly colorful, it becomes much easier to work with a tee, right? So, what do I recommend? If you really like colorful, creative pieces, pick one or two colors. You don't need to wear 4, 5, or even 10 colors in a single piece. Choose a t-shirt with a color combination you love. For example, a combination I really like is cream and burgundy. So I have several t-shirts with a cream-colored base and a burgundy print. I can pair them with jeans and either heels or sneakers both go well. I throw a jacket over it, and in that combo cream, burgundy, and jeans I could wear, say, a burgundy jacket, adding another interesting element to the look without clashing with the rest. So, yes, be colorful. Embrace it. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to respect your personal style and your personality. But take it easy. You don't need to choose a piece with a dozen colors, because in the end, it won't flatter you. It'll just make the piece look old and cheap. Like, who even wore that last? Number 3. We're getting close to the worst prints now. Here we have thick stripes. Thick stripes were trendy a while ago, but honestly, they're hard to wear, especially horizontal stripes. Usually, thick stripes give off Beetlejuice vibes, you know, the ghost from the movie, or even that old-fashioned American prisoner look. So it's not really a print that flatters most people. Why not go for the stripes that are trending now? In this case, it's the thin stripes. Thin stripes are very in right now and can be worn both horizontally and vertically. Just keep in mind, vertical stripes elongate and horizontal stripes tend to cut and shorten the figure. But when we're talking thin stripes, that effect is less noticeable. With very thick stripes, that distortion becomes obvious. So if someone is already on the curvier side and puts on a horizontal striped dress or top, it'll make them look even wider. So why not opt for thin stripes, especially vertical ones? That way, you'll flatter your silhouette, look taller and slimmer. If you're petite, the rule also applies. Another great point: thin stripes never go out of style. They're timeless. You can buy a striped piece today and wear it for as long as you want, especially if it's a classic item like a button-down shirt. If that shirt has thin stripes, know that it's a print that will never go out of style. It'll make your life easier. Why spend money on a piece that doesn't flatter you and looks dated and cheap when you could invest in something that'll stay in your wardrobe for 10 to 20 years? And if it's well made, you'll keep wearing it confidently. And if you're enjoying this video, you'll love the rest of the content on this channel. There are new videos every day about fashion, beauty, and trends, always keeping you updated and of course, more beautiful. So make sure you subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, turn on the notification bell. That way, YouTube will let you know every day when a new video drops, made with all the love and care just for you. While you hit that subscribe button, let's keep the video going. In second place, our silver medal for the worst prints is of course the print mix, because the worst thing you can do is mix more than one ugly element into a single print. Here we have combinations like animal print with stripes, florals with fruit, and everything else you can imagine. Without a doubt, these are prints that look like patchwork. It seems like those pieces that just wouldn't sell because the print was too ugly, and after sitting around forever, someone finally took pity and decided to bring it home. People who go for this type of print usually like something more creative. If you're a creative woman, why not wear polka dots? If you're someone who would mix a palm tree with an airplane in a single outfit, wearing polka dots will be super easy for you. Plus, polka dots are in fashion right now, so not only are they youthful, fun, and creative because they give off that vibe, they're also trendy. You don't have to go for large polka dots, you can choose smaller ones. As I always say on the channel, larger polka dots work better for taller women. So, if you're over 5'9" or 1.75 meters, a larger polka dot can work well. On the other hand, if you're shorter, I recommend smaller polka dots. The same rule applies to your facial features. If you have large features, that classic Italian look with a big nose, big eyes, big lips, go for bigger polka dots. But if you have large features and a smaller body, go for medium-sized dots, nothing too overwhelming. Now, if you're petite, which is my case, I have a small head and small mouth, for example, it doesn't make sense to wear huge polka dots. I'd go for medium or small ones. That way, you create harmony between your beauty and the print. Always remember, beauty is harmony. You should reflect your own beauty in the prints you choose, otherwise, it just looks off and won't flatter you. And in first place, the print that gives off the strongest dated and cheap look is neon leopard print. Girls, this print is really bad, seriously ugly. It's totally out of style. It doesn't flatter anyone. Always remember that neon is tricky. It's very rare to find someone who actually looks good in neon. And even when they do, it's usually just one specific shade, not any neon tone across the board. So for that reason alone, neon usually doesn't flatter. And when you mix it with leopard print, it just gets worse. If you like animal prints, there are many trendy options right now that you can choose instead of neon animal print. Traditional leopard print is very in, for example. Or try cow print, which is super trendy right now. Even zebra, snakeskin, and other prints are really popular. All of these bring creativity, personality, and that fun animal print touch that I think is awesome. I love when someone incorporates animal print into their personal style. Maybe it's always a little cow print, which is a newer trend, or something with zebra stripes or leopard spots. I think it looks super interesting, and it doesn't have to be a huge statement piece. It can be a detail on your nails, a shoe, a scarf. That already adds so much personality and uniqueness. So yes, go for animal print if you like it. Don't be afraid to enjoy it. Just avoid combining it with too many bright colors. I'm not saying you can't wear it, but I don't recommend it. In my opinion, and probably most people's, it just doesn't look good. Go for the classic zebra, black and white, or even brown and white, which is also beautiful. Leopard, traditional tones, or even more muted, toned down versions also work great. With cow print, you can try brown and white or black and white, but please don't throw pink, blue, or purple into the mix. That's not going to flatter you. And since we're talking about pieces that don't flatter anyone, you should also know which tops are out of style. These are tops that won't make you look your best and will age your appearance. Want to know which ones they are and what to wear instead? Just click the video showing up on your screen. I'll see you there.